Hi and welcome back. So in the part before, we created here the USB key. Now we created the simple techniques how to do that. Usually we was doing just the shade from the box and using connect. We made this USB key very easy and very quick. Now we're going to do the materials, rendering and lighting. Now, first of all, before I start, let's go to render setup and assign the resolution. Now, I'm usually using this kind of resolution because I like it and it's widescreen. And also, don't forget to put here mental race. When you set up this like me, check here shows a frame to see what we're going to render, and we can start. So for the bottom of the USB key, I will use a plane. Now, if you saw a tutorial before from us, you know that actually I'm using all the time the plane like the background on which the object is standing or lying. This because it's very easy to do, nothing hard, and take just a second to adjust. I will increase this. Let's go to 35 and 35. Oh, more. Let's go to 60 and 60. Making these edges here because I will apply a composite material which allows me to see the poly shade and also the wires there. And this is only because I want to do some reflections to the metal, because here with metal, and I want that something reflect from the bottom, and we'll see that it reflects also the black lines which are there. So before we go anyway further, I will adjust the position of the the USB key. I like this position. I will see the whole USB key. I will copy it later and place one more next to this one, and it's close enough to see the details and everything. So I like this view. Let's go to create cameras, create camera from view. So I'll like make a snapshot from this. And let's go back to perspective now. Here in the plug is everything just one material, like this metal, this is gold, something like that. This is some white material. This is black material. But here on the top should be something. So I'll delete this and also this. And before we do that, we'll assign materials IDs to this and this. Here should be written something like 4 gigabytes or 8, or how is the size of the USB key, and here should be something. So I created a bitmap. Now, I deleted the TurboSmooth modifier and applied subdivision here. It's easier after to apply the UV map and stuff like that. So I did cause that. So here I will just check Control A, assign 1 to everything. Now I will check this poly is here, and here I will assign the second material. So the one will be metal, the second will be metal with something else. Something similar I will do here. Go back here and select poly, Control A, should be 1. Now select some edge here. I selected these ones here. Control poly, grow somewhere here, and assign here the second material. Okay, very easy and very quick. Anyway, we have just a few materials there. And for the materials, we will use Mentor Array or ArcDesign materials, but we will use also our material library, which will speed everything. So we need the gold material, we need the silver one, and we need the plastic. Let's go with this one. We'll collapse this, and let's look on the materials. This is fine. The reflection here is just a map, okay? Okay, here. I will clear the bump map, and I think also here should be. But I think this one here we can keep. It will look a little bit too ephemeral, but we can go with the bump a little bit less, 0.3, just a little bit. Now if we check this one, there is still some reflection, so probably less here will be more. So I'll go just by 0, 1 here, and I will change the color. First of all, I will change this color to almost white, and this will be the material for this. So this one and this one. As you can see the bump map there. Probably here would be nice to do a UV map, assign the box. This is just the gold, nothing else. So I will just apply it there. And here with the metal. And if you want, we can apply here also a UV map modifier the box. Okay, so we have the front part signed with the materials. Now copy this one. I will name it plastic 2 because the second plastic should be almost black. Let's go. Yeah, almost black. Now this will fit on the bolt which is here at the bottom. Okay. And also at the body. So the body needs also a UV map. I don't know if it would be nice to have the bump there, but anyway, we'll see a little bit later. I will be looking. Can go with the box. And now these two materials, like here should be the sign, here should be the sign. So for this I will create multi-sub object. So let's go here. And the first material will be the base. Here is the metal. Copy. And after there should be the sign. So here I will put the metal 2, copy, check the material, and change this to composite. We'll keep the old one. We'll select a new material, standard, and into maps, diffuse. We'll put my bitmap, which is here. It's a transparent bitmap, but Macs don't allow transparent much, so I will place the same bitmap here, the opacity slot, and change these to alpha. And now it should be working. Okay, we can also turn that on to see on the model. Okay, place it here. It's almost in the right position. We'll just check your poly select. Select the second poly and apply UV map. UV map, and now it's fine. So we have here the sign, and now here to the bolt. The same procedure like before. So multi-sub object. We need first the base material, which will be this plastic. Copy, and also to the second slot. I hope it will be fine, by the way. I don't know. Composite, keep one, and again, standard and the same. The bitmap and the opacity slot. Now this is very easy to do. As you can see, it takes just time to apply everything. Now it's transparent. Okay, this is the first one. Put it here and don't forget to check this one. So it really just takes time to assign everything and stuff like that. Anyway, when it will be not this part, it will be very fast to do. Like if we just wanted the USB key without name, we will have the settings very fast. So UV map, and it's done. Okay, anyway, we'll see how it will be looking. I have no idea. With a bump, especially. So here we have the first USB key. For the bottom, I forgot. For the bottom, I will use standard material, almost black. Check here the composite again. keep the old one, put the standard again, check wire, change the color to black, apply, done. Okay, so, oops, my bad. Again. So just drag a selection, deselect the button. We can group this. And now hold down Control, Shift. Shift. Copy. Ungroup this. Select this part and rotate it until the USB will be closed. Or select it again and group. Like this, you are sure that you are rotating every part like you should. And we can place it somewhere here. Okay, so we have the USB keys. Now maybe we can go a little bit closer if you want. Yep. Now let's go to perspective and we will put there the lights. Now I'm always using two lights. Photometric free light, so I want the main light is going from here. I will change the light distribution to diffuse and the type to rectangle. I'll make the rectangle much bigger. Okay, to something like this. So first of all, I will place it into the position which I want. It should be somewhere here, maybe a little bit more up. And now the settings. Now the settings are pretty easy. We'll turn on the shadows, turn on the retraced shadows. The intensity should be somewhere around this value, and I will make it a little bit colder. So two lights, like I said before. So maybe from the top view, I will hold down Shift, copy that light, press OK, rotate it, turn off the shadows. I will make it smaller, maybe the half size of the light before. Also the intensity should be smaller. We can keep the temperature of the color. It's up to you. And we can go back to camera. Now the last step, very important because we have a lot of metal there, is to apply HDR map. So environment, background, all files, Kitchen Pro is the HDR map I'm using all the time. Press M and drag it here. Don't forget to keep instance and check this to this environment. Okay, let's go check the setup before I will adjust the exposure control, so it can be much smaller the first time. And now we can do the render preview and we will see. Okay, great. It looks like everything is on place, which is very nice. I don't see the bump map, which is a little bit pity. And we can drag a little bit this up. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, this is absolutely fine, I guess. Now, anyway, we'll see the final. Now, we can also do an ambient occlusion map if you want. And I think this we will be doing before the final render. So, let's create a new material. Let's find here a mental array. Surface, let's put ambient occlusion. It should be somewhere here. Samples 64, maximum distance 0. Oh, how fast is that? And the setup. And So yeah, here is metro override where we just put the metro here instance, and now when we go to environment, again render the preview, it will be like this wide, but it should be like this or less. So I will change the exposure. I will put here a higher quality because also the map should be at higher quality than just the final render. But we don't have to go like too much up, so I will keep the settings. I saved it. I hope I saved the scene before the render. And we are rendering, so yeah, it's going without problems. So this map is going very fast. I will have to copy it to Photoshop, and when I make the final render, I will put them together. So as you can see, it was really very easy to do. Yeah, probably some part I should choose a little bit different approach, but sometimes happens to me. I choose always the harder part, but it doesn't matter much because the model is very easy. It's very smooth, and we did without problems, even without a reference picture, which is unusual by me. I don't know why. I like to make models using a reference, which displays it into the max. Now, with that, I've always liked the feeling like I'm doing right. So if you're asking yourself what is doing this ambient occlusion map, doing a lot of ways. Actually, I'm using it to fix the shadow and highlights in Photoshop. That means that some part where should be the shadow a little bit darker, the final render not so dark. You can fix it in Photoshop by dragging the settings and stuff like that, but it's much easier to render this because it usually takes just some time, and if you have some noise there, it also gives the render more real setup. And just with few mouse click and changing the layer properties, you have like perfect render. So it's very easy to do. Okay, it's almost done. Just a few samples and it's done. And we can do the final render after. Okay, so copy image. I have my Photoshop open. As you can see, this is the map which I created. Very easy to do. I just used the scratch brush to make the scratches, so no problem. So I will copy it here. Go back to my Max. I'll go to render setup. Turn off the material override. And I will fix the exposure control. It should be like this. Oops, my bad. Render setup, I will fix also a little bit settings. I will put a higher settings values, like 400 FG points and more samples. Let's go from 16 to 64. And before I hit the render, I will pause this because it's like it's useless that you will look at my computer when it's rendering. So I will see you in a moment. And if I will change something by the final render, I will let you know, of course. See you in a second. Okay, the image is almost ready, but I decided to start recording a little bit sooner. And as you can see, the render is highly dependent, depending on the reflections. So this means it reflects very highly the HDR map and the environment. And if you choose a bad HDR map or wrong, it doesn't matter very much, but if you want a different result here, you have to change the HDR map, rotate, change the settings, or use absolutely another one. And this is very important because this is not a failure here or here, it's the reflection from the environment. And if you want to fix these things, you have only to change the HDR map, stuff like that. So, okay, so the final result is very nice. I like it a lot. I like the plastic part, metal part, everything designed here. It's very nicely. The background, usually, I love this background. It's very simple, and you can see everything there. So, but let's copy the image and place it into the Photoshop. Now, place this one above, and now it depends really on what monitor you have. Every other monitor can have different results and stuff like that. I will see it like some way, you will see it different way, so it doesn't matter now. Change this to multiply. Now, if you change this to multiply, the white parts will be like no attention, but the black parts, or the darker parts, will get darker and darker. So you can see, as you can see, the result is much nicer. Also, here's some kind of gray noise here. Now, the noise we can fix very easily. We can apply a slightly Gaussian blur on that. Now, when we zoom here, apply a little bit higher, like this, and the noise will disappear. There, see. And also, we can put it a little bit down, like 50%, and now it's better now. But you can see how the ambient occlusion map can affect the final image. And actually, this is all for this. I hope you like that, and I hope I will see you by the next tutorial. We'll see some posts on the forum, stuff like that. So hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I will see you the next time. So now, happy modeling, and bye bye.